What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's doing good tonight. For those of you just tuning in, we are actually going to be we're actually doing a live show tonight, but this is the pre-show. So if you're not familiar with this whole process, we do this pre-show for about 15 minutes before the show. So you want to fast forward 15 minutes to get right to the show, you absolutely can. But this is where we kind of hang out, answer some weird questions, and just take it as it comes. Susie, hello. Dally says, I missed the deadline. Good luck to those who entered. Yeah, we do actually have to cut it off. We just have to, because it's just a lot. It's the whole process is just insane. Sherry, hello. Mary, hello. Oh, hello. Susie. Yeah, Dolly, sorry you missed the deadline. We kind of been doing it for about a week, and it's just about that time. But it's all good. It's all good. We got a lot of people's names, that's for sure. Megan, what is going on? Jackie, hello. How are you? And let's see what we got here. I see Rob is already on board. Let me go ahead and put my headphones on so I can hear Rob. Roberto, how you doing, man?
I'm all right today.
This music is really loud in my ear. I have to put this on because I can't hear you unless I have the headphones on. But I can't hear myself unless I'm live. So it kind of sucks. It's like lots of things going on. Trina, hello. Donna, hello. Carrie, hello. Lisa, hello. FEM, hello. I'm pronouncing that right? Charlotte, hello. Sabria.
Hello.
Can you hear me? You're not saying hello because you can't hear me, are you?
No, I can hear you fine, man.
Okay,
I'm just saying hello because you're saying hello. It seemed like the polite thing to do.
In beautiful Philadelphia. Man, I wish it was beautiful here. It's been disgusting weather here. It's pretty ridiculous. Mary, hello.
Hey, Mary.
Lisa. Audrey's in the house. What's going on, Audrey? It was always good an opportunity to see you when I'm in Minneapolis. We got a couple more songs, a few more songs for. Well, actually, a couple more songs, but one of them is Two Niggas United for West Compton, so that's like almost an 8-minute song. So that kind of counts as two. Tanya, hello. Oh, look at FEM. It says 19th wedding anniversary today. Congratulations, that's awesome. Rob, you just had your anniversary, didn't you?
28 years.
28 years.
Yep.
Rob just had his 28 years. I'm not trying to upstage you. I'm just saying. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Dawn, what's going on? Ivana
it's
from Alberta, Canada.
Oh, you mean Effie?
Yeah. Efim?
I don't know. I didn't see it. Let me pull that up.
Janice, hello. Oh, it's Mafe. I don't know what that means.
So you're way off.
No, I don't know. That's backwards, I guess. I'm just going to call you Z. Janice, hello. Tammy, what's going on? Watching and eating dinner. Joyce says missed the deadline. A lot of people missed the deadline. We had to cut it off because it's you got to understand there's a whole process involved once everybody gets their donations in, because then I have to put it into a system and in order to spin the wheel and whatnot to choose the winner, and it's crazy. Now, here's what I can tell you for those who are. Hey Donna, hello, Bo Derek. Bo Derek's in the house. Bo Derek, Lotus Smith. Many Moons, hello. We are going to be doing the drawing for the Prince Kane first and foremost. We're going to go ahead and get it out of the way, and not to get it out of the way, but we know that a lot of people want to tune in for that and kind of want to do the drawing, and we could stretch it and make you guys wait until 10, 11 o'clock at night, but we're not on East Coast, but we don't want to do that. We know that we'll be there in just a minute. Got 10 more minutes before we start the show. I believe we got a special guest that's going to be joining us here shortly, and she's going to come on, and we're going to talk a little bit, and then we're going to do the drawing. We're going to tell you about all the details. I'm also going to ramble out the names of the people that donated. But I said many moons. It's Linda. Hey, Linda. But anyway, so yeah, we're going to go through the list because I know there's a lot of people. There was actually, here's the thing. There was actually a few people that donated $100 in order to make sure they had 20 entries into this mix. But unfortunately, there's only one cane. So there's going to be some people who did not. There's going to be some people that are not going to
win.
They're not going to win. But it's okay. It's all right because it's donating to a good cause. But I feel like everybody's name should be called out that donated because it's a great, great cause for PRN alumni, and we want to make sure that everybody gets. Want to make sure everybody gets taken care of. I don't know why I'm talking into. I got to get a habit of talking into the mic, even though the mic's not live right now. This microphone and this camera is what's picking up my voice right now. And
you're really loud.
It's loud.
No, I mean it sounds like you're yelling.
Does it? Oh, it's probably because I have this music blaring in my ear that I feel like I'm talking over. It's like, I mean,
it's good. It's a good projection. I mean, everybody can hear it.
Yeah, it's just, I said to put it in the back because yeah, I feel like I'm yelling over the music, which is just it's too much.
I feel like you are too.
Andre said, so I heard you said I won. No, you're in Canada. I'm sorry. It was only open to folks in the United States. And I am sorry about that. I didn't want to. Nick's got to have to ship this, and if somebody wins overseas or this cane is a pretty sturdy cane. You've heard us say it many times. But the problem is that if it go to ship that to Canada, I mean, it probably would be like $50-$60. Wouldn't you imagine? It'd be something crazy. So, which is fine. It's just, it is what it is. But anyways, Sean, thank you so much. We were talking, Linda says I'm rambling.
A little bit.
It's a pre-show. I'm allowed to ramble. I'm a rambling man.
Point. It's a rambling man.
So, anyways, yeah, it's gonna be fun tonight. I told Rob, I told you it was gonna be a free-for-all, and you saw the notes page, right?
Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of notes.
Yeah, it's a good bit of notes. Yep. So it's definitely.
I mean, not a lot of notes, but a lot of stuff to talk about. So yeah,
it's a lot of stuff to talk about. We're still going to leave it up to you guys to ask questions, and we're just going to break it up. We just had a bunch of stuff just in case nobody asks any questions, even though there's always a lot of people online. So it's just it is what it is. Mary, what's going on? Cammy's in the house. Cammy, thank you so much. Cammy was one of the fine folks that donated $100 to PRN Alumni. Again, I wish that we had enough to go around. And matter of fact, after we do the drawing for the cane, I might actually do a couple more spins of the wheel to send people some Funkatopia beanies or something.
Yeah.
Just to
wait. There's a beanie. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, a beanie. Just a couple more.
You said beanie, and in my head I saw a Beanie Baby, and I was like, "We have a Funkatopia Beanie Baby. That sounds awesome."
Maybe like a bear with the Prince symbol on the front.
I don't know what it would look like.
Yeah, it probably would be. It would have an afro for sure.
That's what I was thinking. It was nicely rounded.
Any doll makers out there? Any doll makers out there that would be willing to start up a Funkatopia thing? Yeah, I'm sorry. I've got an entire container of Funkatopia swag in my garage. If I ordered 100 Funkatopia dolls, my wife would kill me. So, anyways, hey Brian, how you doing? Brian, thank you guys so much. Monique,
hey.
hello. Monique, what? April. April says, Mr. C, did you get my confirmation from Messenger for the drawing? Let me see here. I'm trying to see if I saw you in there. I did not. April, hold on a second. So, anyways, yeah, I will pull it up, April, but I didn't see anything. Hold on. Oh shoot! I don't even know where my phone is at.
You done lost your phone.
I lost my phone. So it means I can't talk to folks or anything. Well, I can talk to folks, but a lot of people send me messages and whatnot, and So Rob, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you the screen.
You're gonna give me the screen.
I'm going to give you the screen, and you're going to have to talk to these fine people for a couple minutes while I locate my phone.
All right, sure.
All right. Here's Rob. He's going to.
Wait, will I have control, or will it just be there and I'll just have to deal?
It's that one, the latter. Here you go.
Okay. Hey, y'all, what's up? I think we're what? How far are we out? Oh, we're 4 minutes out. So, hey, I wanted to say I know some of you guys had reached out to me after the Minneapolis trip, and just to let you guys know, I'm not ghosting you, although I'm sure it feels that way, and I guess technically it's ghosting. But no, I have gotten some of your messages, and I will respond back. It's just the first of the month is always a crazy time for me, and apparently for Chris too. So, but yeah, no, I will admit that I'm not great at that kind of thing. Social media, text messaging, all that kind of stuff. Chris will tell you. We go through periods where he and I don't communicate for a long time, and luckily we're such good friends that he understands. So hopefully you guys will understand too. I don't know if anybody out there has gotten their COVID shots. I got my second dose on Thursday of last week, and it kicked my ass. I'm glad I got it, but man, that's I started feeling bad Friday, all day Friday, and I didn't start feeling better until about 4 o'clock yesterday. So, but I feel great today, and I'm glad I got it. And they're starting to open them up. So if you can get out there and get them, definitely tell you to get it, because if you can, I know a lot of people feel uncomfortable getting something that was created by the government, especially that quick. But I've done a lot of research on it, and my mother-in-law is actually a professor of nursing, and she talked me through a lot of this stuff. And they've been working on that type of vaccine for a long time. So really, what they did was they just quickened the process to get it approved because we were in a pandemic. So highly recommend it. I know Chris has been vaccinated too, and it's the way to move forward. So there's my PSA for the day, and yeah, no hate mail.
Well, I mean, that's good stuff. I don't even know what you're talking about.
I was talking about, remember I told you yesterday or whenever it was that I got that second Moderna shot and it kicked my ass?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember.
Not everybody has that response. And I've got, like asthma and stuff like that. So, it's probably going to affect me harder than it affects a lot of other people. But I'm all good now. Feel good, look good. My hair looks good. So I'm happy. Did you ever find what you were looking for?
No, huh? I couldn't find my phone. For those who are just tuning in, we're in a pre-show. We're about to go live here in about. And I know Jackie's sitting there waiting. She's already in the house. I'm going to bring her in just a second. But
awesome.
Yeah, so we got. Let's see, we got about 10 seconds. I guess I came back in perfect timing, which is actually good because this music in my ear is way too loud.
Is it driving you up the wall?
Yes, it's driving me crazy.
Driving you crazy? For those of you guys who don't know, Chris wrote a song called "Driving Me Crazy."
Hello, one and all. It's Mr. Chris with the Funkatopia radio show. Hope everybody's doing good. Yes, a little bit of dumpster funk action here. We got so much to talk about, and it brings me great pleasure to actually go ahead and turn off the music so I can hear myself think. Oh my God. There's got to be some way to balance this out where I can still hear you pre-show. This is actually the show. Here we are. This is actually the show. But pre-show, be able to hear you and somehow be able to turn down the music. But for whatever reason, I do, then it affects the whole radio station that's going worldwide right now. And there are hundreds of listeners online right now listening. So it's, I can't just turn down their volume just because of my discomfort. It's just, it is what it is. I don't know. This doesn't make any sense.
You're right. You should be uncomfortable.
Yes, I know. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome one and all to Funkatopia Live. I am your host, Mr. Christopher, and my good friend and co-host, Rob Rhythm, is in the house as well.
Up. We haven't really worked that out yet. It's like Rob's here, and it's like sometimes you just like go right over it, and you're just like, yeah, Rob's here. Okay, let's get on to the other stuff. And then like this time, you're like, Rob's here, and it's like, there's a pause, and I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. So.
It's just like a total waste of time. It's like so anticlimactic. It's just,
woo! What's up, everybody? Hey, like,
tonight we have a very special guest in house because we are doing a very special drawing. As many of you know, oh my gosh, I did not prep a picture of the cane. We got pictures of the cane on Facebook, though. Can you maybe snag some of those, Rob? Basically, a good friend. You can go to facebook.com/Funkatopia, and it's the top pinned post. So you can actually, a good friend of ours, Nick Garcia, who is an amazing craftsman, he designs lots of replica guitars. If you've ever been up to Paisley Park, you may have seen some of his replica guitars strapped to the fence. The very, very first fence, he was up there after Prince first passed. It was the section of the fence that they actually cut down and then brought inside of Paisley Park, and occasionally bring it out every now and then. I think they brought it out at the first celebration or the second celebration again. But anyways, he's now designing canes, not as a job or as a regular, not as a regular thing. But anyways, he designed this beautiful, beautiful cane, one of which, actually two of them, one of which was leaned up against the cymbal at Paisley Park. It was a beautiful purple cane with a really cool gold handle. And then he designed another one that had a maple handle, had the love symbol on the top, as beautiful oak and metal Prince symbol in the middle. And it's very, very hefty, beautiful piece of work. And we were trying to figure out what we could do with it that would be of use to, well, I know a lot of people wanted it. So we figured, actually, Rob just put up some pictures. So we're going to go ahead and add that up. But here's a picture of the cane here. This is actually the top of the cane.
That's the bottom.
That's the top.
Oh, it is? Okay, never mind.
With the love symbol on it. And the bottom actually has like a rubber foot.
I thought that was the top.
That is the top.
Well, then.
We're just on.
Why is there this?
That's also the different. Yes, it's just the lighting, and the bottom actually has a rubber, nice rubber footing on it, and then in the middle has the really beautiful metal Prince logo and everything. And so we decided that we were going to auction off this cane to benefit PRNalumni.org, which we donate to on a regular basis. Anytime that we do auctions or run fundraisers, they're normally the recipient of whatever we do, just because we love the work that they do. And a lot of people don't even know what PRN Alumni is. And, we kind of filled in the blanks a little bit, but we thought it would be great to bring on the one and only Jackie Thompson into the fold. Jackie, you there?
Hey, I'm here.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely.
Hey, Jackie, good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So we've been doing donations for about a week, and for every $5 that somebody donated, they got an entry into this cane here. And but a lot of people wanted to know a little bit about what PRN Alumni is about. So if you could kind of fill them in and give them a little bit more detail about everything that you guys do. And
Sure.
we'll be quiet.
I love it. No, this is awesome. First of all, that cane looks really amazing. So whoever wins that is gonna, I'm excited to hear who it is, the lucky winner. But well, we started we had an event in November of 2016, and it was a private event to celebrate Prince's life. And it was a group of alumni that had worked for him, Paisley Park, and different ventures that he had over the years. And from that, we decided we did some fundraising for John Blackwell and Michael Van Huffel, who worked for Prince at a certain point and was having health issues. They both were at the time. So we made some merchandise up, and we were able to raise some money for them. And so from that, a light bulb came on, bing, and we decided, hey, let's create a nonprofit and really keep Prince's philanthropic legacy alive. And so we knew that the music was going to be doing its thing, the estate was going to be doing its thing, but we really wanted to make sure that people knew what he was doing in his lifetime besides music and his passion for that. So he was doing lots of different things. He was donating to schools and coding, and up in Oakland, there's on the roofs, there's solar panels that some people don't even know that he had donated money to the foundation that was up there doing that. There's lots of cool stuff, sustainable urban farming. So we really decided we had to whittle down our mission. So our mission is, number one, is for kids in music, art, tech programs, art programs, and that. So that's one of the missions. We donate money and to different schools and different programs. The second mission is sustainable urban farming. We teamed up with Taja Seville, who had worked with Prince, and he had donated his 3121 cologne proceeds, a portion of them, to help her with her sustainable gardening. And we felt that was another component that really fit well with music and creativity, is what you put in your body. And he believed in healthy living. When I worked for him, which was between 96 through 2000, he actually was a vegan at that point. Different times he was different. Before that he had ate meat and then moved into that sphere. But so we really thought those were two really important missions. And then we also help our alumni in need. So we did a big fundraiser for Rosie Gaines. We've helped other alumni in need, when they're going through tough times, financial, health problems, things like that. So that's what we do. So there's really three components to that. We've just partnered up with Minneapolis School of New Music. It's a 6th grade to 12th grade school that's opening this fall in Minneapolis, North Minneapolis. I'm really excited about that. So we partnered with them, and we've got a fundraiser going actually online right now, and we're going to be pushing that to help them with school instruments and studio equipment and just really cool things that the kids are going to need for this music immersion school that's going to be opening. So this is what we are doing, and we don't speak for Prince, but we saw his actions and what he was doing. And so we really felt that, partnering with these like schools, 6th to 8th grade, 12th grade, kid music immersion school is just something that we really felt would be aligned with. And so those are the type of things that we're doing, and really appreciate you guys always thinking of us and helping. We're a small nonprofit. It's all, we all just do it for the love of that, and we just try to do what we can to help. And this is exciting when we get these type of fundraisers and that. So when you contacted, it was really cool.
Well, and we love the cause of it, and because it's really aligned with Prince's heart and what he wanted. You guys know how I feel about all these people that say, "What would Prince do?"
Yeah.
I have
I'm very, very careful with that, because I just feel like he only knows what he would do, right?
Right. Exactly.
The only thing that I go off of his actions and what he was about and what he did. And so his actions really show what he was about. And so we try to align with those actions and just try to do our best to be in alignment and keep that going and that love going. With him not being here anymore, some of these programs are not getting funded. That would probably, I bet he would be so excited. I just have a feeling, about the school in Minneapolis over north where he grew up, went to school, and, these kids are I want to go to that school. Shoot, I
want to go too.
I know, right? Like, it's going to be so cool. It's like instead of a Spanish or a Mandarin or a language, well, music is a language, but a different language. It's an immersion. So it's all based around, they have to do their core curriculum, and then they bring in all the music. And we just don't have that in the schools anymore. There's just not that ability. And really think that music really helps, even if you don't make music your career. I really do believe that music can really help open the brain, just like speaking another language at an early age, and really kind of, from math and science and all that, it can really expand that creative and open the mind up to whatever you do and in your life and just being a cool citizen on this planet. So that's what we're doing. And, as we don't speak for Prince, but we speak by actions and doing what we do to try to help.
Well, and again, greatly appreciate everything that you guys do. Rob and I were actually lucky enough to actually go to a performing arts school during high school. We went to Northside School of the Performing Arts in Atlanta.
Oh, sweet. Very cool.
So it was kind of like, it was a school that was designed in downtown Atlanta, and this was in the 80s. It was kind of focused on like recreating fame is basically what it was.
Right.
And anyways, it was a lot of fun. We thoroughly enjoyed it because we were able to kind of do our regular classes when we weren't skipping school. And, but it was just, anyways, it was a great opportunity for sure. And it's good to see that there's other opportunities that are like that for especially up in that area, and that so desperately needs it. And so let me do this because a couple things. First off, I want to say thank you to everybody that donated, because you actually get to see where, what's happening with your donations. That's really, really important. You get to actually, it's being put to really, really good use. And, it's such a great organization. We love what you guys do. Again, it was $5 per entry. So if you donated $20, you got 4 entries, $100, 20 entries, blah, 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 blah. So I know there was a few people that also donated $100, and unfortunately there's only one cane. But it's still good for you guys to understand where your money is going, so you don't feel like, dang it, I didn't win the cane. You still can feel good about your donation. So what I wanted to do is I was kind of looking over the list of the people that donated, and I don't think this would be too painful to do for me to just read off the list of the people that donated. So that cool. And I'm not gonna reveal their numbers, their donations, but to kind of give you an idea, we were able to raise for this event $1,156.21.
Yes. Awesome. Amazing.
Now I know people are saying, yes. And I know people are wondering, how did we get to $156.21 at the end of that? And that's because Lotus had donated $31.21. So she kind of messed up all the numbers. But it's okay. Again, $1,156.21 is what we gathered for donations for PRN Alumni. So it's really, really awesome. It's fantastic what you guys done. Wally Safford's in the house. Wally, where'd you get those glasses? Safford's in the house. So it's Wally, brother. All right, so let me run. Hey, that's Jackie says hello, Wally. I know you probably heard it. Here is a list of people that donated. I'll just go through them really, really quick because I want everybody to kind of get a little bit of a shout out because you all deserve it. This is a fantastic offering. April Watson, LaDante Smith, Alicia Williams, Ronlyn Dandy, Rico Curry, Arlene Oak, Jason Vig, Bonnie Feshore, Laura Bell, John Frost, Carrie Chadbourne, Charlotte Coleman, Maria Taiska, Adrienne Wiley, Amelia Flanagan, Patricia McCaskill, Randy Trimble, Cassandra Bradley, Carrie Martinez, Eudora Tucker, Suzanne Dans, Sandy T. Morales, Annette Carpenter, Talion Anderson, Krista Schatt, Maria Garcia, Stephanie Grenier, Lotus Leong, Cami Mattingly, Trisha Westberg, Jill Don Francisco, Mary Lavender, Dennis Henson, GDP, Mary Mitchell, Don Petru, Trina McGee, Wendy, and Brian Davis. Those are your list of all the people that have donated. And thank you guys so much.
Thank you, everybody. It's awesome.
All right, so now we're going to try something. We're going to actually, I'm going to share my screen because I was able to take all of those names. And Michael Dean's in the house too. Hey, how you doing, Michael?
What up, Michael?
We're going to take all those names, and we've actually gone ahead. If you donated $20, we put your name in there 4 times, and I created a wheel. I didn't create a wheel. I just put the names into the wheel. So I'm going to try to share my screen now, and hopefully this will work on this. Let me see here. We're going to here we go. Wheel of names. All right. There they are. They are all the names that are on the wheel there. So what's going to happen is that, as you can see, these are all these names that are on the right-hand side, and you'll note that I separate them all out. So if somebody donated $100, your name's not going to be listed in a big, huge 20 block. Separated them all out, so there's no names that are side by side, making this as random as possible. And so here we go. We are about to find out who the winner of the cane is. I hope the sound works too, because last time it actually did.
Yeah, we didn't have sound last time.
Yeah, I know. It was kind of like it was yet another anticlimactic moment, but it's okay. It's going to spin, and hopefully, I hope that all of you win. I really, really do, but you can't. Only one of you can. So here we go. We're spinning. Oh, this is so stressful for me. I don't know. All right, Jackie, I'm going to spin it, and then, well, we're just going to spin it. I was going to say tell me when to stop, but I don't think there's a stop here, so I changed my mind. Here we go.
Oh, okay.
We're clicking the spin. Here it is. Okay, who is the winner? Oh, it's stressful. It's so stressful. Carrie Chadbourne.
Whoa.
Woo! Yeah.
All right.
Congratulations.
Carrie.
Congratulations, Carrie. You won the cane. But let me tell you something else too. I am going to go ahead and spin 2 more times because I'm going to send a Funkatopia beanie a purple Funkatopia beanie to two more folks. But Carrie Chadbourne, congratulations.
Wait a minute. We'll add to those other 2 a PRN alumni a piece of merch with your Funkatopia.
I don't think you guys maybe didn't recognize that I'm wearing PRN merch right now. You guys recognize, right? Okay.
There you go.
So, all right. So we're going to spin 2 more times, and so 2 more winners are going to get a purple Funkatopia beanie and some PRN alumni merch. Let's go ahead and remove Carrie from the list. Sorry, Carrie, you already won the cane. You're fine. All right, here we go. We're going to roll again. And let's see who the winner is for second place, which is Sandy T. Morales. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I know Sandy is actually planning on going to the she's actually planning on going to the celebration, I guess, in June in Henderson. So she wanted to have some gear. So maybe we'll try to pick her out like a PRN alumni shirt or something. She can.
Okay.
All right. So, and then last one. Here we go. One more time. And this is another, again, for another. You had to go and get drumsticks. Really? Is that what just happened? Okay.
We didn't have any other sound.
Talia.
All right.
All right. Fantastic. Fantastic.
Cool.
Thank you guys so much for donating. And again, I wish that everybody could have won, but congratulations to those individuals. If you won, please make sure that you send your address to shout@funkatopia.com. That's shout@funkatopia.com. And again, please recognize that your money is going to a fantastic cause. And Jackie, it's so good to see you.
I know, that's great.
I-
If people want to know more about what we're doing with the school, just go to our site, prnalumni.org, and you can check out the school that we're going to be partnering with and know what we're doing with that's coming up. So that's going to be really cool.
Well, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. And
Appreciate it.
Jackie, we'll talk to you later. We have a phone call that we keep missing each other on, so we'll get to that eventually.
Exactly, we will.
All right. See you later.
Take care.
Thanks so much. All right. Thank you everybody for that. And again, I know that you guys are it's PRN Alumni is an amazing organization, and they just do fantastic work. And so it's for a good cause. And I will have to get Carrie's address over to Nick Garcia. Did you write down? I guess I don't need to, right? I know it was Carrie who won the cane. And then we had Sandra and Talion, who won so we'll make sure we get all that stuff. Great. Fantastic. Yes, it was a great stuff. What a good start. So now I know a lot of people are probably going to leave now. It's like, okay, I didn't win. But we got some really, really cool stuff to talk about. And, it's a lot of fun. We've got lots of really cool things, So tonight is a free for all. It's also a wine night. I did bring my wine glass. I don't know if you caught that it was a wine night, Rob.
What?
I'm
It's a
actually
wine night?
Yeah, and I'm actually doing this one right here.
I'm trying to focus on it.
Okay, let me it's called Lapis Luna.
Lapis Luna. So what is that?
Something moon.
Yeah, I got the moon part. Thanks.
Something moon wine. Something moon. Lapis moon. Yes, in the lap of the moon.
I do not believe that's that.
So that's what I'm and I actually had this before previously, and so I'm going to red wine night.
Good?
Yes, it was really good. Actually, it was very, very good. So we are now actually going to enter into our free for all segment. But here's what's cool is that I came up with a bunch of topics to kind of get things going. But
Blue Moon. Thank you.
I thought blue was azul.
Well, it depends on the language, doesn't it?
I don't know. Ron Dandy says, moon pencil? I don't know. Pencil moon?
Okay, so in Latin it means stone. So moonstone? Moonstone!
Okay, there you go. Moonstone. Or stone moon.
That's what I'm going with. You don't like it. That's a great answer.
You can tell who did not finish Spanish classes in high school. Me.
It's Latin.
Is it? Luna
not
isn't.
Like, not like Latinx or Latinx or Latino or Latina.
Okay, never mind.
Latin as in, Romans. I
know.
Okay.
All right, so we got some stuff to talk about for sure. All right. I guess we probably, since we're kind of in a reflective mood, I did want to give some apologies and whatnot. We did not cover this before. We could have covered it last week, but I'm not sure what was going on that we did not. But we kind of wanted to do a little bit of prayer request and whatnot for our good friend Jelly Bean Johnson, who we got to hang out with just a couple weeks ago, and I guess a couple of days, or maybe in the next day, or it was very, very.
I think it was the last day we were there, wasn't it?
It was the last day that we were in Minneapolis, and we were hanging out with him at the Minnesota Music Cafe. And I guess it was on the very next day or a couple of days later, Jelly Bean Johnson's stepson, Regal the Rare, passed away. He is the son of Jelly Bean's partner, Marty. But obviously Jelly Bean just refers to him as my son. But he was a Minneapolis musician, and obviously part of their family. And it it's a lot. I can't even imagine that. I mean, I was, so I wanted to definitely from Funkatopia express our condolences for, towards the family and everything that they're going through right now. I can't even imagine, losing a child. It's just, the saying that no parent should ever outlive their children is, I thoroughly would have to agree, because I just can't even wrap my head around that level of grief that would cause. I just can't even. Right. It's just too much. It's just too much. So definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, huge prayers to Jelly Bean. And I'm sorry. Actually, this is actually a picture of Jelly Bean and Regal. So I can't even imagine. So prayers up for sure. And I hope that it, I don't know. I can't, I don't even know where to even start. You can't actually go through the process of understanding that level of sadness without actually having experienced it yourself. Even if you are most empathetic person on the planet, to be able to, it's too much.
Everyone experiences grief differently, and you're right. Losing a child, I can't imagine what that's like. So
yeah,
I mean, my heart goes out to them, and that was probably the highlight of the visit, or one of the highlights for me, getting the chance to meet Jelly Bean, and his wife was so gracious, and I was so sorry. I just felt so terrible to hear that happened. Just, I think the next day.
Yeah. And we actually got a chance to sit down with Marty that night, and she was telling us all about, because we were talking about how we went to George Floyd Square, and she was telling us a bunch of stories about that area and everything that was going on, and the fact that they lived in Brooklyn Heights, which is where the other
Wayne. Was it Wayne? Dante Washington.
Yeah, that got killed. They live in that town. So Jelly Bean and Marty live there. And so, gosh, it's just too much. It's just a lot. So they've got to be going through it. So it's, it is. And since we're here in this arena, we'll also talk about the passing of somebody that passed while we were in Minneapolis, the legendary Shock G. Shock G also passed away as well. And many people know him from the Humpty Dance, Digital Underground. And, Shock was one of these guys that I can still remember where I was the first time I ever heard one of their songs. I was just, they're just one of these guys that's just legendary. And the music that they make was not typical, because everybody was kind of, going through this, rap had a very distinct sound, and they were just doing something that nobody else did. They were taking funk and Parliament and the psychedelic twist, and they came swinging onto the scene in the late 80s, and it was just this, it was just crazy. The sounds that they were able to create and the vibe that they were able to create. But I mean, many people, he had many different names too. He was also MC Blowfish, Icy Michael Boston, the Computer Woman, Butterfly, Peanut Hakeem. I mean, and obviously the Humpty Hump, he was such an iconic figure in music. And we were in Axel's restaurant, matter of fact, on Thursday night. And Rodney Fitzgerald came over to me and said, "Can you believe this?" And he held up his phone and he showed me that Shock had died. And I was like, "You got to be kidding me." So I just, it was a lot. It's just, it's just so much going on with all that. It's brutal, but again, these are people that have passed on and whatnot. I mean, the fact that he died at 57 really kind of freaks me out a little bit. It's, think of all the people who died at 57. Wolfman Jack, Prince, Patrick Swayze, Kelly Preston, Charlie Murphy, Gregory Hines, Vanity, Pete Burns from Dead or Alive, Curtis Mayfield, Harold Melvin from the Blue Notes. I mean, it's weird. The only thing that, and I wrote this down, but the only thing that's a little bit weirder than the people that died at 57 was all the people who died at 27, which they refer to it as the 27 Club.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, Robert Johnson, Jim Morrison, Kurt Cobain, Amy Winehouse. I mean, that's just the craziest of them all. I mean, I think probably I could have been part of that club because I was a mess around that time. Between 17 and 27, there was a decade that literally was like a blur, just a blur to me. And that's a perfect opportunity for a drink of wine. So
yeah, it is. Here's to you getting your shit together.
Yeah,
and me losing mine.
Yeah, it's just a lot. And of course, our producer, one of our producers, April Watson, said it went to the Shakti Memorial Friday. His funeral was streaming live and posted it on the Funkatopia website on Saturday. So if you did not get an opportunity to see that, you can definitely see that. It's pretty cool. All right, so Alfonso Star's in the house. How you doing, Alfonso, brother?
Hey, what's up, Alfonso?
Yeah, Alfonso got a chance to hang out with us in Minneapolis as well. Well, technically Eden Prairie, I guess. But it was a lot of fun. We had a blast when we were up there, and it was just a lot. There was so much going on. All right, so let's shift to good news. Let's shift to good news. Let's shift to alternate content. So I get in the mail. I go to the mail and there's this big box, and I have no idea what this box is. And it's a book, obviously. And I was kind of freaked out. And I was like, because I don't remember ordering a book, and I'm like, oh no, something was going on with my Amazon card. But Dwayne Tudall sent me a preview copy of his book.
Oh man!
Oh my gosh! Look at that friggin' thing! Oh my gosh! There it is.
How many pages is that?
This is the name of the book is Prince and the Parade and Sign of the Times Era Studio Sessions, 1985 to 1986.
That's not the question.
I know what the question was. The Purple Rain one was Prince and the Purple Rain Era Studio Sessions, and he actually sent me a PDF copy of the book first.
That's cool.
Which I read, and I didn't read all of it. I got about 150 or so pages in, and then this book was sent to me, and I was like, I want to read the physical book, because it was so difficult keeping up with But yeah, so there's a bunch of uncorrected page proofs in here. It even says it on the back. It says uncorrected page proofs. But anyways, so I'm going to be reading this and in its entirety. And to answer your question, well, if I take away because here's one of the things about Dwayne is that his books it's all factual. It's all just plain facts, but it's told in a very I'm trying to think of the word. It's everything is documented as far as proof is concerned. It is, and so the whole back has where you got all the information. 600.
I've never seen anybody take this long to answer a very simple question. How many pages is it?
610.
Okay, thank you. It's like I asked my kid, "Where were you tonight?"
Well, first I went to McDonald's and they got my shake wrong, so I had to go back. 665 with the notes. So it's
that's a lot of pages.
Yeah,
that's
it's a lot. It's a lot.
Exciting though.
Yes, it is awesome. And so I'm going to be going through it. And I mean, just reading it is just amazing as it is, because it literally is told it's so interesting about this book. And probably one of the only reasons why Dwayne was able to write these books was starting with the Prince and the Purple Rain Era Studio Sessions, which you see right there. I got two of them side by side right there. These books are readily available.
Wait, you have two copies?
Well, yeah, I do. One of them is hardcover and one of them is soft cover. The soft cover actually has the quote from me on the back, and and it was actually a limited. It was actually a limited release, and it's number 2 of 300. Number 2 of 300 of these. So, yeah, this one's not going anywhere.
No, I get you. All right, fine.
But anyways, and on top of that, I also have the Kindle version of it too, because I was walking around with that book and I just said, there has to be an easier way. So and it makes it much easier to search the whole thing when you got it on Kindle. You can just say, where did he say that? And you can find it. Anyways, so that book will be available. Might have to go to one of my producers and find out when that book is going to be available. I will look it up real quick for you. But the new book should be available on June 10th.
Wow, well done.
Yeah, so June 10th is when that book will be released. And so I got it a good bit in advance, obviously. And they wanted me to read it. And I'm not the only one. I know that Michael Dean actually has a copy too. And and it's just, and what I was saying before was that one of the reasons why he was so able to write these books like this is because Prince was in the studio every friggin' day. So everything was documented. So when he went into the studio, they had to like write on the reel to reel or whatever it was, what he recorded, who played on what the song was, and on top of that, if he wasn't there, he was playing at some venue. And so those dates are also all documented. And of course there would be news that would happen, like everything that happened with the We Are the World fiasco and everything that happened there. They also had dates on all that stuff, but everything is done in chronological order. So it literally is like reading Prince's diary from like a third person view. And it's crazy. But the amount of detail and everything that was going on and some of the stuff that you learn is just insane. The fact that he was on the Purple Rain tour, touring with Purple Rain, and during this process, while he was touring, he had already recorded and finished work on Sign of the Times. And
that is crazy.
And was working on Parade and working on Around the World in a Day and some of the stuff Sign of the Times. And he was just it was ridiculous. That doesn't make any sense. It's like when somebody has a massive album like that, your focus is that album. You're focusing on that album. That's what you want to focus on, and the tour and supporting that tour. But he was so restless that he felt like he needed to go into the studio and just churn out songs. And before this tour was even done, he already had this album done. And that doesn't make any sense. It's nuts. Let's talk about, we forgot to say, May the 4th be with you. Sorry for all you Star Wars fans out there. May the 4th be with you. Yes. But anyways, yes, that was a cover of the book. Thank you. You pulled that up and I didn't show your screenshot because it was physical.
You had it in your hand. I get it.
In my hand. It was
You're so cool. Yep. Got it.
Oh, shut up. So anyways, it's amazing. It's a fantastic. Alfonso, you got it right for sure. Dwayne Tuttle writes very detailed and very large books. Matter of fact, if you look at the foreword of the first one, Prince in the Purple Rain era studio sessions, Questlove actually wrote the foreword to that one. And Questlove basically, in summation, basically said, I am looking forward to having an entire bookshelf library of nothing but Dwayne Tudahl's books from covering Prince's entire career. And I was just like, that would be dope. We'll probably be long dead before we can get that far, but it'll be awesome. It's a fantastic book. Anyways, so as I said, this is a free for all, so I'm trying to keep an eye on. You can see the chat room too, right, Rob?
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention though. Sorry.
Okay, just want to make sure that this is a free for all. So if you have any questions or specific questions, this is what we do. You feel free to ask any questions that you may have, and we will answer them. And that's how it is. Andre has a couple questions here. Andre wanted to know any other news. Andre has got a picture of the cane that we just gave away as his profile pic.
That hurts. That hurts my head.
Yeah, that's like.
Yeah, I got a drink.
That's next level shit there. Okay. He wants to know any other news on Welcome to America. Nope. Next question.
Moving on.
No, nothing's changed with the release date and whatnot. I know they're having a little bit of back and forth about possibly coming out with yet another version of this friggin' collection. Because they already have like 5 different versions of this.
Another version of Welcome to America that they haven't released yet?
Well, supposedly they're supposed to be talking about potentially releasing a CD only version. But I don't know why they would do that, because that would tick off a lot of people for sure. Because especially me, because I was forced to get the vinyl one in order to get the book and everything. Not forced. That's not the right word. Compelled, strongly compelled. I don't know.
We have pictures of what you did last year.
Yeah. You need to buy this vinyl right now. Brian says, I got 20 minutes left and then I'm off from work. All right. So you got to start up that Funked Up app and listen on there, because that's where, all the action is for sure.
Except you won't see anything.
Yeah.
You have to imagine it in your mind. We'll try to be more descriptive.
Yeah. Megan says, I guess there's more Welcome to America questions. Did a DVD or Blu-ray come with the deluxe edition? It is a Blu-ray, which a lot of people have an issue with, because a lot of people prefer DVD and a lot of people still don't have Blu-ray players. I don't have a Blu-ray player either, but I do have a PlayStation 4 that plays Blu-rays, and so do PlayStation 3s do also, I think. Yeah. The PlayStations, at least the last 3 iterations of them, to play Blu-ray. So if you have a PlayStation, you can certainly play them. But yes, it is a Blu-ray. A lot of people did have a little bit of a problem with that. Is what it is. It's a Blu-ray. What else did he ask? Oh, Andre also asked, is More Stay and the Time doing a show soon? There has not been any announcements of any shows coming, but I know that they are planning on going on tour again. And I only know this because of Tori Ruffin, who I know is making some schedule adjustments and whatnot. So they're coming for sure. They are coming. I know, what's really cool though. I love seeing the fact that there are live concerts happening again. Van Hunt is coming to Atlanta, and I am so excited about it. I got tickets, and there's so many concerts that are happening here in Atlanta now. It's just like, I mean, starting like in the middle of this month, they're starting to do like regular concerts are starting to pop up again. I'm like, yes. Oh my God. Yes. So I'm pretty excited about it. What about over in Arizona? Any concerts coming?
You know what? I've been so out of the picture for so long. I haven't really looked and checked, but I'm excited to think that might happen again. Jen and I actually went out for, just I don't know how to describe it.
Dinner?
It was a quartet that played in the park at the zoo, which was actually kind of cool. And they played a bunch of
hip hop.
No, not at all.
I'm trying to fill in your blanks.
Thanks again. No, they actually played. Nope. They actually played songs like from Disney movies, and it was actually kind of funny because some of the songs they played were like from The Lion King and from The Little Mermaid and stuff, and like because it was in the zoo, the animals were like freaking out. They start joining in and like quacking and stuff. It was crazy, but it was actually it was awesome.
Like the giraffes all put their heads together and it's like sang a little chorus.
It was kind of like that. It was weird. They were all like, "What the heck is going on here? We're trying to hunt."
Yeah, and what Mary said, me too, I'm going to a Purple piano show in Vegas. Matter of fact, and Marshall Charloff, who is the gentleman who.
Oh, she's one of the people that I was talking about ghosting. I don't think you were on earlier, Mary. I saw you reached out to me. I apologize. I've been very busy, and I will reach back out to you.
There you go.
Sorry, I have to get that off my chest. Making
enemies already.
I thought I was making friends, but I don't always know.
Yeah, you understand. He has an account on Facebook, but he never watches it. He never looks at it. He doesn't. He's like one of these conspiracy theorist folks. That's just he thinks that they're out to get him, and they're gonna No. Although I gotta admit, it was kind of freaky today that I was looking at Google yesterday at that, or maybe it was earlier this morning. No, I think it was yesterday. You sent me that thing about the desert discs, or desert island discs, and I looked at that yesterday and kind of checked out a couple of them, and then this morning, all of a sudden, in one of my Google feeds, it's hey, check out this other person who was on desert island discs, and I'm like, bruh. But no, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. It's just that when I first got on Facebook, I got on Facebook at the worst time. I got on Facebook in 2015. And remind me what was so horrible about that. All these years have been pretty shitty for the past decade, but what was special about 2015? I don't remember.
The all the crazy political election crap that was out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So that completely turned me off, and it was so bad for my mental health. And I was like, I don't think I can do social media. I don't blame it. A lot of people are like that. Yeah. But anyways, so Marshall Charloff, singer for Purple Experience, who is he actually does these piano shows. So the Purple piano shows. Oh, cool.
So he actually does these amazing shows. Matter of fact, he did 2 shows in Atlanta, Friday and Saturday night, when we were in Minneapolis. And I was really bummed out because he called me. He texted me. He said, "You coming?" I was like, "Yes."
Yeah, just do a show.
Sure. And then I didn't, and I failed him miserably. And I'm pretty bummed.
Me too. I don't know if you realize that.
But I know. But I know that what's new. He'll come back. He'll come back, and it'll be good. So I hope that's one of the shows you're going to see, because Marshall is amazing. He's an amazing pianist, and he does he's really good. Prince, I don't want to say Prince impersonator, but it's kind of what he's doing. It's impersonating Prince, but it's such a fantastic job of what he does. It's really good.
When is that show? I kind of like to know. Hey, Mary, when's that show?
Yeah, Mary will let you know what the show. Anna says, we are lucky in Australia with very little COVID and concerts and musical theater happening. Hopefully, US will be able to soon. Jaden is bringing in something. What are you bringing in here?
Jaden?
What is this?
Who's on the line? It's your daughter.
Who's on the line? It's your daughter. It's a popsicle stick house. What's happening here? You don't know? You just put this together on your board? Okay. So it's a popsicle stick house. This will be the next thing we auction off at Funkatopia.
I remember being bored.
I used to love being bored.
I have a vague memory of it. I don't know what it's like anymore, but
I made very poor use of my time when I was bored. But I made bad decisions when I was bored.
It was even worse when we were both together. Yeah. No, it was worse when you were by yourself, actually. I could usually kind of keep you out of a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, it was. I don't know.
And you could keep me out of trouble. So
Arlene says, Western Canada, we are back under mega lockdown. Can't even eat outside on a restaurant patio. That's got
wow.
That's just, oh my gosh, that's just craziness. I was in Canada. Brian says, makes sense to release more recent shows that were recorded in high def on Blu-ray. We're talking about Welcome to America. That hold more data than DVDs, and they would probably have to either compress the video, which would degrade the quality, or but that, you know what, that didn't stop them on 1999. 1999 they did, well, no, I'm sorry, with Purple Rain Deluxe, they did a re-release of the Purple Rain video on the Purple Rain Deluxe,
and it was low. It was literally like VHS to DVD. That's what it was. It was still grainy and horrible, but it was on a DVD. It was like getting a DVD from China, or from some random bootleg place online. It was just horrendous. What were you laughing about? Anyone?
Somebody posted something funny, and I can't remember what it was now, but it struck me as kind of amusing. But it's gone. I don't know. I don't know how to see like all the freaking comments. Like somehow I can't see all of them. Like I've only got a little tiny box.
So Arlene says Paisley Park out of popsicle sticks, and I don't know. Is this the same computer? I'm gonna double check here because
that was it. Somebody said that what your daughter made was a nice shed, and I was thinking that's what she's doing. She's designing her she shed.
Okay.
You're going to be building that in your backyard soon.
This can't be it. Can it? No, it can't be. So, this is. Anyways, Jaden did start making a recreation of Paisley Park in Minecraft, and she actually got the whole outside of the building done.
No way.
Yes, the whole outside of the building was done, and then she stopped working on it. And I think part of that was because the fact that there really wasn't any good maps of the inside, and there's so many places that we don't even know and were hidden. And she wanted it to be really, really accurate. And I was just like, you're going to kill yourself trying to be accurate with all this stuff. It's because there's just so much stuff. But she had this whole thing. And she actually got the whole outside of Paisley Park done. And I was trying to find a picture of it, but I know we're going to kill ourselves trying to find it. But
did you buy the Prince computer video game?
Yes.
You did?
And I still have a copy of it on my other laptop. I had to use an emulator to restart it, and it's still a freaking horrible game. So
it's a crappy game, but that has a lot of rooms that I realized we're actually at Paisley Park. That was kind of the idea, is that you got to go around all the rooms, so you could have her look at that, and maybe she could,
I'm gonna have to restart it up and see. But it's it was kind of weird.
It was.
Yeah, everything was kind of jittery. It's just like, if you wanted to turn somewhere, it was like
yeah.
Like, okay, I want to turn left.
Oh.
It was just, yeah. So anyway, Rodney says there's a different company with the legacy releases now. Rodney, what's going on, brother man?
Hey man, great to meet you the other day.
Yeah, it was. Rodney was the one that broke the news to me about Shakti while we were eating. He was just like, "Hey, I know you're having an awesome dinner, but take a look at this." No, I'm just kidding. Fucking with you, Rodney. Michelle. That response leads me to believe you weren't aware that Prince had a video game.
He did. See if we can show that sometime.
Yeah, and there actually is. It's what was it? There was actually a website that actually recreated online. I don't know if anybody of you have seen what's the website, and this is gonna send some people away, but I believe it is princeonlinemuseum.com.
What?
I think yes, it is. princeonlinemuseum.com is every single website he has ever had recreated online. And you can complete with video files, sound files, graphics, the whole thing. So if you ever want to check that out, it's princeonlinemuseum.com. It's amazing. It's a work of Sam. What's Sam's last name? Anyways, it's incredible. You can any website that you actually loved from the day, you can click on official sites, and it has like every single, and it actually has Prince Interactive there on the site.
Wow.
Let's see if I can pull that up. Yeah, I mean, it's just got, it's insane. Anyways, that will send it down a rabbit hole for sure. So if you ever want to relive the websites that he used to have, all the weird websites that he had, some of them were way ahead of their time, and the technology that he wanted to use was just they couldn't keep up. Nowadays we could easily do it, but back then he was so far ahead that it was impossible. It was just impossible. So anyways. Yeah, Sam Jennings. Thank you, Ronnie. Sam Jennings had all the HTML files from the previous MPG club, and he just was like, man, this is a waste. I'm going to put them all back up. So he recreated all of the websites on princeonlinemuseum.com, which is a lot of fun to check it out. Awesome. Yeah, Brian says he still thinks he has the interactive game CD, and the quality wasn't horrible, but it was definitely very mistish as far as misappropriated doesn't make sense to anybody. But there was a game
like 1994 or something.
Yeah,
like
it was very. It was so ahead of its time as far as the graphics that you had to have and the way that computers were able to process graphics back in the day, and back in the 90s was just it was difficult. But anyway,
yeah.
It was once again, he was way ahead of his time, but you can still find it. And if I can figure out a way to lead you to it, I think if you look for Prince video game on Google, there's a couple of sites like torrent sites you can actually get them off of, and then you can get an emulator and you can recreate the game on your laptop right now, and you can actually play it without all the lag and weird things that are happening. Anyways, let's talk. We'll go back to our list here since I'm out of questions. Living Color. You remember where you were when this album came out? I don't know. I remember I know where I was. I was playing with Ulterior Motive, with Billy, and I was doing the band thing, and I remember listening to this on a cassette tape in my car religiously. It was just like such a friggin' amazing album. And it celebrated its 30th anniversary. 30th anniversary.
That's hard to believe. Hey, on that Prince interactive game, you might be able to go to archive.org, and they put up a lot of old PC games up there. So you might be able to go to archive.org, download it, and try it.
Yeah, I think that is where I got the other one, but you still have to get an emulator for it because you can't.
I'm sure.
Yeah, because I think you had to, it like relied on DOS or some old versions of Windows.
Yeah, it's really old. So. This album, I can't remember exactly. Oh, I remember. I actually read about this album in Rolling Stone, and they talked about how this band, their idea was that this band was essentially the next Led Zeppelin. Yeah,
they were good. Don't get me wrong. They were good. Next Led Zeppelin, I don't know that I put it there.
This album was really strong, though, man. I mean, this album is amazing. I don't think there's one song. But there's maybe one or two songs where I'm like, they're good songs, but I want to get to the next song. But this album is amazing. It's just an amazing mixture of so many different types of music, and all done very well. It reminds me, when it first came out, I really thought of like, to me, it reminded me a lot of Prince in that they mixed so many things together. They had their own sound, they had their own voice, and even when they did other people's songs, other people's music, like Desperate, what is it? Desperate, not Desperate Housewives.
Desperate People is what I said.
Desperate People, thank you.
I said Desperate People.
Yeah, even when they did Desperate People, which I'm pretty sure is a Talking Heads David Byrne song, they made it their own. They killed it, and I can still this is still on a rotation with me. I listen to songs from this all the time. It's hard for me to believe that it's 30 years old, but then again, I look in the mirror and it's hard for me to believe that I'm 30 years older. So
I wish I was only 30, but I'm not. Honestly, what was the name of the record store that you went to when you're in Minneapolis? It's Cheapo Records. Yeah, we didn't go to Records. Yeah, so Cheapo was amazing. Cheapo was just like it's just this massive record store. Electric Fetus is great. Very high quality stuff. But it's expensive. Cheapo just had lots of great deals. Matter of fact, we were talking about Living Color here, and I forgot that I actually picked up a couple of CDs and whatnot. Obviously, I got to pick up Sign of the Times, which I got for an amazing price of $7.95. I got an original Sign of the Times CD, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's great.
XTC Skylarking. I know I'm probably going outside of our fan base here, but XTC Skylarking was an amazing album. Many of you remember that song Dear God that was on MTV. That was just really caused a lot of controversy. But Dear God, it was on MTV, and he was chopping down a tree while he was just like, I don't believe in heaven or hell, no things. It was just crazy. But anyways, this is such a fantastic album. But the reason why I wanted to go through my stack was because Living Color reminded me very much of these guys right here, Fishbone.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. So
although Fishbone's a little more
yeah, I mean, but this one, they were like this album right here. That's the Reality of My Surroundings.
Reality of My Surroundings, yeah.
This album right here was incredible. This I found this also at Cheapo Records for $1.95.
There you go.
And this album right here is just was just incredible.
I can remember you using that album to make the weirdest mixtapes.
I still remember that one. What was it? My sweet embrace of all.
You.
Yeah. I would take like
you mixed in My Sweet Embraceable You with, I don't know what the name of the song is, but it's basically somebody just
it was him screaming. He goes
screaming.
I love Fishbone. Good guys, bunch of good guys. Met them many times. Their
shows are great. Their shows are amazing.
Oh, their shows are so much energy and so much fun. But yeah, that's who Living Color really definitely reminds me of.
Yeah.
So yes, Cheapo Records and Electric Fetus are both on celebrationtrip.com. I tried to use okay, so here's the thing. I made celebrationtrip.com, which is also princecelebration.com, same site. I used it when we were in Minneapolis, and it was great to look at the map and be able to see kind of things around me. But it was not intuitive at all. It was very, very difficult to pull something up and be able to load it up into something else. And it was very difficult for me to use. So I've got to figure out some other way to kind of change the way that it works. Because it's a fantastic website as far as keeping all those things in one place where you can go and you can see all the Prince murals and all the stuff that you need to see. But there needs to be a better way to kind of maybe have like a trip planner or something. There needs to be something else, and I don't know what it is.
You were using that when we were going around.
It was not the easiest thing to use, and it's my website, so
You were using that when we were going around to like Prince's house the house from Purple Rain and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
I do remember you complaining, but I thought that was just your regular complaining.
I thought it was everyday bitching.
But I thought it was working pretty well, but I guess I was wrong.
All right. I'm gonna switch topics on something that's totally completely weird. Because I like talking about weird stuff that's a little bit memorable. But this is really bizarre, and I want to talk to you about it. This is a personal question, but I'm going to ask you anyways.
Wait,
and also, yeah, and the people in the chat room, you can already tell this is going to get weird.
Oh, cool. I'm ready. Do it.
It's the wine talking for sure. When you go to the restroom, number 2, do you use toilet paper or wipes, or a combination of both?
Okay, so
I'm curious. I'm curious in chat room too, because I know people that actually do both. Some people are on septic systems; they can't flush, whatever. I just kind of want to get, because I'm about to like bash a product here. Billy's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck too. But okay, so I really thought you were going, what?
Oh, we're going off the rails here. We're going off the rails.
Cool.
I'm refilling wine because we're going off the rails.
I really thought you were going towards the coffee thing. So, because I was thinking about that today.
In the bath? Oh. No,
So
okay.
here's the weird thing.
We're not going to go there.
No, you don't. We don't want to talk about that. Okay, so we
No.
won't talk about the coffee thing. Maybe you guys can like next time you meet us. So what the hell's the coffee?
Really
thing?
not, it's really nothing. It's just instead of saying we had to take a shit, we would say I'm going to go make some coffee. It would go
Yeah. But it started. Okay, we're talking about it, obviously. It started because when we were in that hotel room,
You went to the
I got up
restroom
first. What?
and I said, "Are you making coffee?"
I came out of the bathroom. He went in after me, and he was like, "Are you making coffee?" And he thought I was making coffee in the bathroom, and apparently, and I noticed this today, literally just before we got on the show, which is why I was thinking about it, and this is where I thought you were going.
Oh my goodness, no.
I was like, "Huh, it does smell like coffee." But
All right.
apparently,
So there's an advantage that somebody, there are the people out there, some people out there, we're going down rabbit holes. You guys want the rabbit holes? Here we are. Down it goes. And here we go. And down.
So anyway, apparently, so here's the thing. So apparently, when I go to the bathroom, it smells like coffee, which is either awesome or really disgusting because, like, obviously you go into the bathroom after somebody else and, you know, you smell the end of what they've done. But, you know, sometimes it's not very pleasant. But to me, I'm like, I like coffee. So I went in and it was like, smells like coffee. I'd be like, oh, that's not bad. But by the same token, after you think about it a little bit, you're like, I'm smelling something that smells like coffee and it's not coffee.
Okay. I wasn't going to go that. I wasn't going to go that far down the rabbit hole. That's not where I was going.
Anyway,
toilet
paper. Toilet paper only. I'm one of those guys. I'm like the big blue bear in the big blue daddy bear in the Charmin commercials.
Shake your butt.
I gotta have the right kind.
All right, so
I'll be like even at the hotel. I was like I had to bring my own. So yeah, that's where I'm at. No wipes though.
Okay, there's a reason why I'm asking this. Okay, believe it or not, I was going somewhere before I was. Nobody
knows what the hell we're talking about. They'll have to rewind this and go, oh.
Anyways, I've always been a toilet paper guy myself. Also, however, Dr. Oz was on a radio show in Atlanta, and this was like a few years ago.
Dr. Oz?
Dr. Oz. He was
talking about toilet paper.
Dr. Oz is obsessed with poop. For anybody who's ever watched Dr. Oz's show, he seems to find somewhere in every single episode to talk about poop. Okay.
I've watched it twice, and each time I watched it for like, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes. I don't know what kept my attention that long. But each time he like brought some woman up to like ask him a question. And each time they both just stood there and looked at him and goes, "You're so handsome." And I was like, okay, I don't need to watch whatever the hell this is.
All right, so Dr. Oz is on a radio show. Okay, here in Atlanta. And I have
okay, so there's no woman telling him he's handsome.
No.
That might be easier to listen to.
Okay. He's on a radio show here in Atlanta. This was not TV. This was radio. And somehow, once again, this radio disc jockey may have been somewhere off in, and I told you tonight's a free for all, folks. Somewhere.
Do you have any other toilet related questions you'd like to ask?
I'm trying to get this out. I'm trying to get on to other topics, but I've got to.
I know, but I'm enjoying this.
Yes, I know. So for some reason, this disc jockey, who was probably as insane as I was, asked him, or I can't even remember how he even got into the conversation, asked him,
Would you ask him this question?
Do you use toilet paper or wipes? And he said, absolutely wipes. That's what he uses. He uses wipes. And he said, and then he said something that made a whole bunch of sense. He says, if you get poop on your hand, do you just get toilet paper and wipe it off? No, you go over and you wash your hand off. He said, like, your rear end is no different than anything else. You should clean yourself. And so the disc jockey then asked him, he says, do you use, do you carry wipes wherever you go? And he goes, no, I don't. He goes, so what do you do when you don't have wipes? And he goes, oh, I just fold up a piece of toilet paper and I spit in it.
No.
So now every time I see Dr. Oz, all I can see is him sitting on a toilet and folding up toilet paper. And he's ruined his entire view for me. It's just crazy. Anyways, so I decided I'm going to try
on toilet paper.
I'm going to try. No, I'm sticking with toilet paper. I think toilet paper gets the job done.
Are you going to spit on it?
However, no. However, I was going to do I decided.
You know what? You could take some of that spray. you could take some of that spray stuff.
The poopery.
You could take the poopery, or you could take the spray.
Brian, I'm glad you said that. Brian said, dude
wipes. Okay. You have seen those.
Hold on a second. Yeah. Well, no, but here's what I'm telling you. So I said, I am going to, so first off, Dr. Oz just totally screwed himself up for me, because now every time I see his face, all I see him is him hunched over on a toilet, spitting into toilet paper.
He's not as handsome as he used to be.
I can't look at him the same ever again. I can see him going. Anyway, the whole thing is crazy. Anyway, so I said, he's got a point though. We all want to be more clean. So,
okay. Except you don't walk around.
Hold on.
Okay.
So I actually have show and tell.
You're not going to show us your ass, are you?
These no. These are Pampers. These are Pampers wipes. Okay, now and the only reason why I even have Pampers wipes is because there was that toilet paper fiasco that happened when the pandemic happened.
Oh, okay.
And I couldn't find toilet paper anywhere, and I was just like, screw it, I'm going to get a box of wipes, and I got a box of these Pampers wipes, and they're still here to this day.
You haven't been using them.
Well, I have been using them, but it's a freaking case. It was like from Sam's Club. Anyways, so these are, and the whole reason why I'm doing this is because I want to bash a product. These are you probably didn't, but I just pulled this out of
Pampers wipes. Pampers wipes suck.
Pampers wipes. It's they're very, very sturdy, very, very sturdy wipes. They get the job done. They get the job done. You do what you got to do, and you throw it away. That's it. You can flush them, but I don't trust that because we're in a septic system.
No, don't flush them.
So I do what I got to do with toilet paper. Just do a little bit of, and you throw this away. That's it. I know we're getting TMI, but Brian, you brought a great point. Where was Brian said dude wipes. So I am walking in Sam's Club the other day.
Yep.
And they had a case of dude wipes.
Yep.
And dude wipes are supposed to be, well, for dudes, because we're a little bit more hardcore than the ladies are. We're probably cleaning spaces a lot more aggressively than they are, I would imagine.
What?
And I'm just saying, we're guys. They're dude wipes. They're not Pampers. They're dude wipes. Okay.
I don't think there's anything different about our ass than their ass.
I agree. I agree. However, these dude wipes lead you to believe that they're a more aggressive wipe. So
more aggressive. Okay. All right. I don't think I want that at my ass, but okay. I prefer less aggressive around my ass, but all right.
I'm not talking about texture.
I honestly would like to have the nice, feminine, happy softness, but okay. If you want something more aggressive, that's your choice, man. I'm not going to judge.
I'm not even drunk yet or anything. Oh my God. I'm trying to, this is the reason why I can never be a comedian, because I would sit here and laugh at my jokes before I even got done. So anyway, so this is the dude wipe. Let's look at the dude wipe. Okay. Let's look at this.
Wow.
Look how simple and easy. Look, I could do it with my pinkies.
That's a wimpy wipe. That's not a dude
you can't
wipe.
do anything with this. Dude wipes are a sham. Do not buy dude wipes. These are like, this is insane. It literally falls apart. It's like the most worthless wipe. There's nothing dude about this wipe. You should call it dud wipes. It's like they're so horrible. Do not buy dude wipes. They are absolutely the worst wipes you could buy. And I'm sure Dr. Oz will attest to this. These are horrible.
I'm going to call into a show and ask him.
Horrible. Stay away from dude wipes. Now I got a whole case of shit wipes that don't wipe shit. It's horrible. Just, oh my God, it's just the worst. Just stay away. Stay away from them. Anyways, that's my PSA for the day.
So his whole argument was that that when you're done going to the bathroom, you wash your hands with soap. So you should wash your ass with soap. Like, you don't.
Not wash your ass with soap. You use some type of cleansing product to take care of what needs to be taken care of. But
I don't walk around
garbage.
I don't walk around picking stuff up with my ass. I don't walk around. I don't go, oh, well, there's the fork. Let me get my ass cheeks together and grab that and feed myself.
Jaden, if you're listening, go to bed. You should have gone to bed a long time ago.
It's kind of not the same thing. I agree. You need to wash your ass, but that's kind of what showers are for, right? No, I wouldn't mind having a bidet. That'd be cool.
Bidets are cool. Matter of fact, many countries use bidets instead of toilet paper. They're just like, but anyways, I like the wipe approach, but stick with Pampers. Dud wipes are worthless. Absolutely worthless.
Have we contacted them to let them know we're promoting their product?
I would love for them to promote the product because this is garbage. This is absolute garbage. And you know the reason why I bought a case is because it was $17 for a case and they were marked down to $7 for an entire case. And I was like, oh man, these are.
And you still got a crappy deal.
Yes.
Literally.
Oh my gosh. It's it's
Are we going to be able to move on from this?
Yes, we will move on.
Speaking of shit.
Bill and Melinda Gates are getting divorced. Oh my gosh. This is anyways, this is
sad, but I mean,
it's funny. You know what? I actually,
I don't know if it's funny.
I actually thoroughly enjoyed that little segment. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh no, I wasn't talking about what we did was sad. I was talking about, Bill and Melinda.
Yeah, I we need to start doing more segments that are just ridiculous. Anyways,
that won't be hard. By the way, for you guys, those who for those of you who just have been like, what the hell are you guys doing? This is what Chris and I do all the time.
When we get done with this show, we literally get on the phone for 2 hours and talk about absolutely nothing.
The whole time we were driving around Minneapolis, this is what it was like.
Oh, we're because the whole time I was thinking there needs to be a camera running here because it's insane. So this is basically Rob and I, and we've been this way since the 80s, and it's just
it's sad. I mean, I'm on medication for it. I don't know about Chris, but
I'm not on medication for it, which is it's been suggested and recommended, but I have not followed any advice of any.
But obviously, they haven't come up with the right medication for me yet.
Right. So, Bill and Melinda Gates, this has got to be the most, first off, whenever I look at a couple, I always just thought these two were made for each other because they're just
Nerdy.
just because they're very calm and even keeled. I mean, they have a lot of the same interests. They're just not they've
done a lot of good together. I mean, that's part of what bothers me. That's part of what.
Well, here's the other thing too. Even though, and apparently, this guy, Bill, he had an affair on his wife.
Is that what happened?
Yes, he had an affair. He had an affair with some woman who they were going off for like huge portions of the summer, and she's like some type. She's a well, she knows how to pick him. This girl that he's been messing around with is an angel investor of all, and boy, now she's got the ability to invest in pretty much whatever she wants, whatever her whims are. But yeah, so this divorce right here is going to be super expensive. Super expensive. I can't even imagine what these divorce papers look like. I mean, especially since he had an affair on her. I've seen plenty of instances where the woman has an affair on the man, and for some reason the man still ends up getting like a really bad end of the deal. It never works out that way when the guy it never works out that way. He is going to be in a mess.
There's no prenup.
And there's no, there's not.
No.
Oh God.
Yeah. Jen and I were talking about that yesterday or the day before. There's no prenup. So
yeah, Billy Jackson said you should have got a prenup. That's oh my gosh. It's crazy. The fact
the other thing that Jen said to me, she was like, you know what? Finally, here's something that you are better at than Bill Gates. Because
monogamy is monogamy.
He's been married for 27 years and that's it. He's done. I've been married for 28. In your face, Bill Gates.
Monogamy is a skill set. Yes.
I beat you.
Andre says, what does this have to do with Prince? Nothing. This is Funkatopia, not Princetopia. Every now and then we go off these things. We talk about Prince a lot, trust me. But we just like to get on. This is a free for all. We do whatever we want. We just talk about it. Brian says his mistress works at Apple. That's even better.
That's fucked up.
Yeah. Denise has kind of got her feelings in there. I hope she takes him for everything, and she will.
She'll take him for a lot.
Well, you know what? You know what's funny is that even if she takes half of everything he has, he's still a billionaire. Even if she takes 80%, he's still a billionaire. It's freaking ridiculous.
Yes,
he's not like he's fine. What do you think? He's got about another 20 years in him at best. He's just like, and he's probably already got money everywhere on the planet. He's probably got a gazillion shares of Dogecoin. He's just, who knows? Anyways, wow, that's just crazy. Just silliness. All right, so let's talk about stuff that's music related. I felt like that was a good transition from from ass wipes to ass wipes. I figured that was a good transition.
Well, it definitely was a transition.
Yeah, so we're still working on setting up the. You know what's crazy is that we've been talking off and on about Andrew Sherry. Let me tell you something about these guys are still fantastic. I still love talking about Andrew Sherry. They're just great funk band from Japan, and I can't get over it because Japan doesn't do funk, but this guy. Gosh, what's his name? Tayoshi.
Tayoshi something. Oh crap! You asked me that question.
You can look it up. What are our producers looking up? Lead singer for Andrew Sherry.
Tayoshi Demoto. I'm probably saying that completely wrong.
And he is.
That's Kristen. He's all Japanesed out. But
apparently, and as I mentioned last week, they're now talking about us on. They're talking about Funkatopia on radio in Japan. So this guy, the lead singer for this band, has done a few radio show interviews, and he has his own radio show, and he's been talking about Funkatopia. He's been talking about, I would love to talk with these guys. They're in America. I would love to, but I need a translator. Da, 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 da. And so we're still kind of bouncing back and forth, trying to figure this out, how we can make it work and everything. But meanwhile, every week that passes in between these shows, I get at least a couple dozen emails from their fans. From all, I mean, everything's like, oh, I thank you for playing Undershare. And like when we talked about this, them the first time we played the video clip, and we were like freaking out. We were like, oh, how great they were.
Right.
They apparently have shared that clip of the two of us freaking out and watching these guys. They like took that clip, and they have like, now it's like in distribution all over Japan. There's like, look how America loves Undershare. It's so crazy. And we're
big in Japan.
We're big in Japan. Yeah, anyways, yeah. It is what it is. Feeling Japanese. So anyways, it's fantastic. I mean, I love it. I cannot wait to I can't wait to interview him, because it's pretty much this guy, and he has like a full band in like the video that we played, but this is all the brainchild of the lead singer. And so we definitely would love to talk to him, but I wanted to give a special shout out to all the Ender Sherry fans and fans of him that are out there. You guys are amazing, and I thank you for all the emails. It's like this constant mad rush. It's like it's crazy getting all these emails from Japan that are like in really poor English, and it's just like, love you, Ender Sherry, love you. It's like this whole. It's crazy. And I'm so looking forward to interviewing these guys, but it's a lot of fun, and it's great. It doesn't. Donna goes, not after tonight's shit topic.
You don't know how big shit is in Japan.
Yeah.
It's a very important topic. They're on an island. I'm telling you, very important.
Yes. So anyways, they're only going to take this clip and distribute this part anyway, so it doesn't matter.
They'll translate it weird, and it won't even sound like we're talking about shit.
That's right. I did not have a screenshot for this next topic. I added it kind of a little bit late. I would be surprised if you actually had one, but
I sort of have something.
Oh, you do? Awesome. Excuse me. This Friday, I'm excited to announce that there is going to be a brand new album from the legendary, he's not really legendary, but he's amazing. He's fantastic. The one and only Kendrick Lamar.
I think he's legendary.
Oh, well, he's
I mean, he's changed.
He's one of the best to ever do it, for sure.
He's inspired other like musical artists. That he inspired Bowie. I mean, his album his album To Pimp a Butterfly inspired Bowie to put together that last album that he did, Black Star, and you can hear some of the similarities, even though it's still a Bowie project, totally. But I mean, Kendrick Lamar is a genius. I mean, he's amazing.
I was listening to I was working today. I was working on the monthly report, and I had Kendrick playing. I actually have if you go to Spotify and you look up Funkatopia, look up Funkatopia's account, I actually have a Kendrick Lamar playlist in our playlist list, and I'm pretty sure you can get access to it. But it's like some of my absolute positive favorite Kendrick Lamar songs that I've handpicked from all of his albums, including Overly Dedicated, Good Kid, Mad City, and To Pimp a Butterfly, and then of course the Untitled one. I've all of them. Damn, all of them. So I'm really looking forward to this brand new album. TDE just kind of did a little bit of a tease out and said that the wait was finally over. And not only that, but if you like Kendrick Lamar, you probably also like J. Cole. J. Cole's album is coming out the following week. So Kendrick Lamar's album is coming out on Friday, and J. Cole's album is coming out the next Friday. And then the next Friday after that, the new album's from Drake. It's like one thing after another. It's crazy. So they got 3 albums from Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, and Drake that are going to be going bang, 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 one week after another. And I can't even imagine. But anyways, I was listening to Kendrick in my headphones today. And yeah, believe it or not, I don't listen to Prince all day. I love our radio station, but every now and then I have to break away. And I was listening to Pimp a Butterfly, and every single time I hear that album, very, very similar to Prince, every time I hear that album, I hear something completely and totally new. And there's so much going on, especially in that album. Good Kid, Mad City, the same way. Overly Dedicated is to Pimp a Butterfly is probably right there on the echelon of my favorite Kendrick Lamar album, but really friggin' close, kind of in a tie. It's kind of like this 2-way tie, A Good Kid, Mad City, and Overly Dedicated. Those 2 albums are phenomenal. And there's another album that you can only get on DatPiff. If you can download DatPiff on your phone for free, DatPiff. You can download that, and there's a lot of mixtapes that people create. Like artists, basically artists that want to get heard and they want to kind of put themselves out there, and they'll create mixtapes. Drake has done a lot of them. Kendrick's done a lot of them, and they just put them out there, and it's free music. They just put together an album. They produce an album, like an amazing album, and they just throw it out there and hope that people like it. And if it sticks, then it can actually translate into, good sales. They can actually make it into a retail product and maybe get some traction and whatnot. What's interesting is that Kendrick actually has an album on DatPiff called C4. And oh my gosh, that's probably one of my all-time favorite albums ever from him, because it's just so different from anything that he's done, but it's still got that really kind of lo-fi vibe. And it's just great. It's just great. Really, really good stuff. But you got to pay attention to the music and everything that's going on. I realize that there's a lot of people that are hip hop fans here, but there is definitely an element here that is just really, really good. A lot of language. That's why, I like to be able to listen to music that doesn't have a bunch of profanity in it and stuff. And that always seems to be the case with him and any other hip hop artist. It's just littered with it. And, it's good to find some artists that can really, if you're going to do it, I mean, don't just make it so that's just excessive just for the sake of being excessive. But there's a lot out there. So good. Yeah, there's a lot of great stuff out there. And so I'm excited. This Friday coming out. Speaking of also coming out, it's supposed to come out today, matter of fact, today, this very day, right now, if we go to a bookstore, we might actually be able to locate the very new copy of Bass Player magazine. And we posted this on Facebook, and hopefully, we haven't yet to see it. I'm going to need to get out to the mall or something, get out to Books A Million, or maybe over to Barnes & Noble or whatever, because the brand new copy of Bass Player magazine is out, and it features Prince on the cover. There you go, Andre, there's Prince right there. It's from the photo shoot from Welcome to America. That was the album that was supposed to come out back then. And he's featured on the cover, and he is going to be, which is awesome. I like to get, I've got so many magazines back here that are just tons of Prince magazines. And I mean, have you seen some of the collection of stuff that I have? Hold on a second. Let me see if I am. Let me see. I've got lots. I got lots of them, but I want to showcase some magazines that a lot of them were posthumous releases, but so many different ones. But this one, it should be out in the record store somewhere. And I don't know. I mean, music stores and also stores that carry magazines. So there's Bass Player magazine. I'm looking forward to getting that copy. Somehow somebody got a copy of it. This was given to us from Irresistible Rich, aka Rich Cranmore. He actually sent me a copy of, well, not a copy. He sent me this picture of a copy of the magazine that he got from a friend. But it's not supposed to be released until May 4th, which is today. I have not seen it. Got to find it. Got to look. We have to keep on digging faux show. Speaking of which, we have another special day that's coming up, and that is Record Store Day. I'm very, very excited about Record Store Day. I like Record Store Days because actually Record Store Day is 2 days now. It used to just be one, but now it's June 12th and also July 17th. And there's a lot of great albums that are going to be released. Of course, the biggest release that for Prince fans anyways is going to be Prince's album The Truth, the acoustic version, the acoustic album or the acoustic CD that came with Crystal Ball. And that's going to be released on vinyl. I don't think there's any changes to it. I think it's 180 grams and whatever. So that's coming out on Record Store Day. That will be June 12th. I think it's going to be released. Also, one that means a lot to me, but you don't probably know anything about it, is The Fix, Reach the Beach. The Fix, Reach the Beach is one of my all-time favorite albums of all time. It's really, if you hear that boom, we have a thunderstorm going on right now. Not really, but lightning and thunder. So maybe there's something coming.
And you're howling. That's that dog you guys saw last week.
Did you hear that thunder?
No, I can't hear you, thunder, man.
Oh, you can't hear my thunder.
Sorry.
Anyways, so The Fix on their Reach the Beach tour was probably when I went to go see them when they opened up for the Police on the Synchronicity tour. It was one of the first major concerts that I went to by myself. And I was at Northside School of the Performing Arts, and they somehow, for some reason, gave a handful of tickets to the school to hand out to the kids at the school. And for whatever reason, they thought it was a good idea. They were giving out individual tickets to the show. And all the seats were behind the stage, kind of like your experience of Princess Purple Rain. Anyways, so I went to that show, and it was the Police on their Synchronicity tour, which was their biggest album ever, and it was incredible. But when The Fix opened up, I just became like, it was insane. I couldn't. I was just like, this is amazing. I had seen Red Skies on MTV because I was an MTV kid, and I had also seen Stand or Fall, and I think I'd seen Saved by Zero too, but I had not. And One Thing Leads to Another, and all those songs that they had back in the 80s, but to see them live and what they did live was just like, what is happening? So that is going to be a release that's coming out on Record Store Day. Nothing, not colored vinyl or anything, which seems like a miss to me. Seems like they could have gone like ocean blue vinyl or something. I don't know. They could have done something.
Sandy Beach, brown.
Yeah, I don't know. Something, anything. Yeah, so the Fix is actually one of my all-time favorite bands for sure. I love that.
That's actually sort of how we met, because you and I were riding the bus to go to Northside, and you were like talking to somebody in the seat in front of me, and you were like sitting up against the window, and I was like sitting behind you, and I'm kind of an introvert, so I was probably just sitting there listening to my music or reading or both. And you were like talking to this person. You were like all kinds of animated. And you were just like, you kept throwing your arm over the seat and like hitting my leg. And it was like, you kept like, sorry, man, sorry. And he was like, you hit my leg again. And you did it like several times. And finally I like took my headphones off and I was like, what's going on, man? And you were like talking about The Fix. And I was like, oh yeah, I like The Fix too. And then you started like telling me about all these albums. I was like, you really liked The Fix. But you turned me on to a lot of their stuff that I'd never heard before.
Yeah, it's such a really, really good band, but there's so many great albums that are coming out of record stores besides those. Obviously, they've got the album Faith by The Cure is coming out on Record Store Day. Morrison Hotel Sessions from The Doors. So it's basically rehearsal sessions from the Morrison Hotel album from The Doors. That's cool. There's obviously, as I mentioned, The Fix. I'm trying to think if there's anything like R&B and really funk related. Not a whole bunch. I mean, if we're talking about Prince a little bit, Joni Mitchell's Archives Volume 1 is 1963 to 1967 is coming out on Record Store Day. So I'm sure that if Prince were with us, he absolutely would be in line getting that. A little bit of Robert Palmer is in there. Rolling Stones, Steely Dan, Two Against Nature, which is kind of a newer album. I don't know why that's there. U2. Yeah, U2 as well. And then on July 17th, there's some albums from Allman Brothers Band, Hall & Oates, another Cure album called Wild Mood Swings. Are you even familiar with that album?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard that one.
Yeah.
The Cure, Wild Mood Swings, which is The Cure is one of Jaden's favorite bands too, because that was the first concert that I ever took her to, was to go see The Cure at Lakewood.
Nice.
And it was Queen with Adam Lambert and Freddie Mercury, which is kind of weird. I guess it's going to be some kind of weird, I don't know what's happening there. I guess, I don't know what's happening. And it's a lot of rock. It's basically a lot of rock that's coming out on this record store day. I mean, with the exception, obviously, that we had just mentioned of Prince and whatnot, but
The Truth? Did you?
The Truth. Yep.
Okay.
The Truth is coming out. Yeah. So it's pretty awesome. And you see, that's a little screenshot of the site ultimateclassicrock.com. And I wonder if, because they didn't list The Truth in the list of albums, so I wonder if they just handpicked the classic rock stuff out of the list. I don't know what they did. But anyways, ultimateclassicrock.com, you can look to see some of the albums that they have listed there. And the last topic that I have for the night. Yes, the last topic. We're actually closing it up. This is the last topic. Megan says, "Night, guys. All right. Good night. We're about to finish up." Well, kind of. We always say that. Where's the last topic? And then we'll be here for another hour. That's not the goal. We're going to try to end at 10 tonight. So we're going to try to end on time. But the last topic is, there was a release of an article from about Eric Clapton. Eric Clapton said that they asked him a question. They said, if you were on a desert island, what are the 8 albums that you would want to take on the island with you? And he named off a bunch of different ones, and they included Senza Mama from Renato Scotto, which is an aria from some opera, which is kind of unusual. For whatever reason, he really loves Italian opera.
It's got like 2 opera songs in there.
Yeah, Affond du Temple Saint, which is another opera, another aria. And then Robert Johnson's Crossroads Blues. That was a fantastic album. If you're into blues, that's probably one of the better places to start. Or if you want a quick lesson on blues, that's probably a really, really good place.
Although he does kind of talk a little bit about how, I pulled this up because I got into, I listened to that show. And so this was a series they did on BBC4 radio for years, and they have years worth of these shows, and they brought all kinds of people on there to talk to them about what they would want to take to a desert island. And so like they got to take and I'm probably missing some stuff, but they got to take their favorite book or a book. They got to take a book, a comfort item, and 8. And it's weird because it's like they say albums, but it seems to be more like songs. But then it's kind of like unclear there when you talk about it. But this article was from an interview he did back in 1989, and it's really, there's actually a couple parts that are like really hard to listen to because he's talking about his new son and how. Well, not his new son, but he's talking about his son, the one who died, and about how, how much he's a part of his life and whatever. But there's actually some really cool shows on here. I didn't even get a chance to listen to all of them, but it's a really cool idea. They did it for years. And if you go to this site, you can find all kinds of different people who went in and did these interviews with them and had these interesting conversations. And, the only thing is that, if it's British, so it's got that.
Yeah, it's got that. Yeah, and they also the dialect is.
Chris and I yelling at each other. It's very quiet.
Yeah, and the dialect sometimes when they get on a roll, it's sometimes it's hard to follow.
Yeah, but it's a great show, and this one here, Chris is going to get to it here about some of the songs that he talked about. So
But the albums, to continue the list of albums that he was going to bring with him, that Eric Clapton of the Yardbirds, of Cream, of Eric Clapton. I mean, this is like the legendary Eric Clapton. We already talked about the two arias. He was talking about Robert Johnson's Crossroad Blues, Muddy Waters, Feels Like Going Home, or Feel Like Going Home, Stevie Wonder, I Was Made to Love Her, Ray Charles, Hard Times, Freddie King's I Love the Woman, and then he finished off his 8 collection with Prince's Purple Rain, which I think is amazing. I probably would have grabbed Sign of the Times, but Purple Rain is great. But Eric Clapton said about Prince's Purple Rain, he says, it was a lifesaver for me. This is a record that I heard, and it came from a movie which I saw at the time when I thought rock and roll was dead. He said, I went to see Purple Rain, and I thought, well, this is it. It's a reincarnation of Little Richard, Jimi Hendrix, and James Brown in one. He said, I thought that's exactly what the world needed. Very controversial figure, but I loved him dearly, and I think he is a genius musically. That's what Eric Clapton said. Yep. So, is your dog okay? He seems like he's really in duress.
He really does, doesn't he? He gets in these weird things. We used to think it was like separation anxiety because, like, whenever one of us would leave, he'd go and like go into their room and howl at their bed or wherever he seemed to think they were the most.
Here's one of Ender Sherry's fans right here.
Hey, welcome.
Thank you so much for coming in. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. This is like it's been a nonstop. I mean, Ender Sherry's fans are they're committed. They are absolutely positively committed to supporting their band and supporting him. So it is anyways, yeah, it's pretty amazing. Yes, April also brings up a good point too. The Current is up for a Webby Award for their Sign of the Times podcast. You can actually go online and vote. And if you've never heard that Sign of the Times podcast, Rob, I don't know if you ever had a chance to listen. I think it's like 8 parts, I think. But they actually do, it's like really small 15 to 30 minute episodes where they talk to all the people that were involved in the making of Sign of the Times, a lot of the stories behind Sign of the Times. And cool. And it's really, really well done. And like April says here, The Current is up for a Webby Award for that podcast. So everybody head to webbyawards.com and for sure, make sure that you get an opportunity to vote. And I think actually, if you were on the Prince email list, you probably got an email, and it actually has the link for you to go and vote. And it's 8 episodes, and it's very, very cool. And it's underneath the Arts and Culture podcast individual episodes category. It's also under the general series category too. But again, check your email if you're on the Prince mailing list for Prince.com, not Prince.com, the official Paisley Park thing. They've sent out an email. So there should be an email sitting in your email box. They'll have you links directly to the categories that it's listed in, but it's listed in the general series category. And it's also underneath Arts and Culture podcast, the category as well. So find it in both those spots. Go to thecurrent.com and listen for yourself and check it out. And one of the reasons why we closed with that article, thank you, April. I can always rely on her to remind me about things I forgot. So a couple things first. First up, one of the reasons why I closed with that article about Eric Clapton and the 8 albums that he would take with him to the desert islands, because that's what we're going to do next week. Rob, are you here next week?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Here?
Yes, here online. Are you going to be here online?
Yes, I don't see any reason why I wouldn't be.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're not going to do 8. We're going to do 7. We're going to do 7. 7 albums that we absolutely positively, not that necessarily we would take to a desert island, but 7 albums, and this is going to be tough. I think I will definitely have a Prince album in the mix for sure, but I have so many artists that help to form my musical taste and the types, the style of music that I listen to. You can probably expect a fix one in there. 7 albums that help to form your musical taste, how you listen to music, the artists that you just appreciate and love. And we're also going to do is I will start a Facebook post as well. I'll start it tomorrow so that all of you can actually participate. So you can actually name 7 albums from any artist. It can be any artist. It can be any style of music, any genre, doesn't matter. Any artist that you want, 7 albums that help to form that or just mean the world to you. Like they were like the albums that you couldn't take out of your tape player for whatever reason and still mean the world to you today. 7 of them. I'm going to do my 7. Rob's going to do his 7. And we may go over some of your list too. We're not going to do like diatribes on each one of the albums, but just like a brief paragraph on each album that we choose to kind of describe why this album means what it means, when in our lives it came into our lives, and why it's so critical. And really, for me, 7 is really tough. Because I start thinking, going back all the way to my childhood, and I start thinking about the Beatles albums and Moody Blues and things like that really formed my taste in music early in the 70s when I was a kid in the 70s. And it was just, both Rob and I were born in 68, but in the 70s, our parents listened to music, and there was like certain things that we heard all the time, styles of music that we heard all the time that were always playing, and some of that stuff stuck. Yeah. And so we're going to be talking about those. We're going to be talking about our 7 favorite albums, and we are actually going to be doing that for you guys too, because we want to hear your list too. If we see some really cool lists, we want to share them as well on the show, and we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to do that next week, so be tuned in. That's the 12th, right? May 12th. May 11th. May 11th is when we're going to be doing this, and so I hope you guys tune in. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I look forward to. I'm looking forward to putting together the list. It's going to be a nightmare for me, because to narrow it down to 7 is going to be really tough.
Yeah,
because I can already think of 12 off the top of my head that I'm like, well, that's got to be on there. I'm just rambling in my head. I'm already thinking of, I've got to pick one Prince album. I can't do more than one, because if I could easily list 7 Prince albums that were, integral to me as a person, and just where I was when that album came out. But then I can also think about Moody Blues and, like the album Question of Balance. That was just one of the most amazing and most powerful albums I had ever heard. Do
you already have that on vinyl, by the way?
I do have that on vinyl. Yeah.
Okay. I wondered why you didn't pick that up at Cheapo. It was there.
I didn't see it. I probably would have picked up another copy, because I think mine is beat to shit. But
oh damn! I thought you saw them. There were like 4 or 6 Moody Blues albums there, and one of them was A Question of Balance.
Yeah, that album is just oof. So certain albums that are just so powerful and have so much stuff going on. And it's not just, quirky albums that are kind of weird. These albums are powerful. There's like, they're just amazing, amazing albums. But we are going to be, no, Prince 3 was the Emancipation count as 1 or 3. No, you can do collections. So if Sign of the Times ends up on your list, that's 1 album. That's not 2. That's just 1. On
Desert Island Discs, they actually made Clapton pull back from like his book choice because he had selected like the collected works of Dickens, and she was like, "No, it has to be 1 book." And he was like, "Okay, well then I'll take Rodney Burridge," which is, I don't know, I guess it's a Dickens book. I don't know Dickens. And he was like, "I'll pick it because it's an interesting title."
There you go. Yeah, if I had to take 1 book with me, it would probably be, it probably would be the Bible, just because it's so voluminous, and it's just there's so many stories that just never get old, and there's a lot of good life lessons in there, regardless of what you think religiously or anything. There's some good life lessons in there, and good. But there's a lot of good books that are like that, right? But not quite that big. If I'm going to be stuck on an island, you need to have a big book.
Big book.
Or maybe Dwayne Tudor's book. There you go.
There you go.
I can bring Dwayne's book. That'll take me a while to get through.
There you go.
Another Ender Sherry fan. How we're doing? I don't know how to pronounce. I don't know how to pronounce your
symbol.
Hi. Again, this happens. So when we tune off, literally, this happens to me all week between Twitter and Facebook posts and direct messages and emails. And sometimes the emails are like long, like paragraph emails.
Wow,
it's incredible. So yes, amazing. You guys are definitely hardcore fans, and keep reaching out and get him on the show. I would love to have him on the show. Fantastic. I'm going to continue trying to reach out to him because I think it'd be super interesting to
yeah, that'd be fun.
But yeah, Brian's ready to pick out his 7. He says, let's do this. Yeah, so pick out your 7. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, he's back.
He's a spaniel.
He's a Cocker Spaniel. Yeah,
I didn't. For some reason, I didn't know he was a spaniel. Maybe last
yeah,
time
well, he was all covered in hair last time you saw him.
Yeah. The English Springer Spaniel is probably my favorite dogs. They're just so they howl and they yelp. That's the only good. Yeah. Every single dog has their own thing. We have a great Pyrenees, and their things. Every dog has their thing. Great Pyrenees. Theirs are digging and barking. Digging and barking are their 2 things. They love to go outside and they'll immediately just start digging. It's insane. They just dig. And they love to bark. It like must feel good to them to bark. They like roof. And they just go around, and she's really regal. So she like walks really high and her head's up high, and she's like roof. She's walking around the yard. It's like, you must really like that, and it's annoying. I know my neighbors are like, shut that dog up. It's like, she likes to bark. Anyways, yeah, Mary's already started her list. So, oh my gosh, this is kind of getting. Mary's already started list. Got Pink Floyd, Wish You Were Here, Jimi Hendrix Experience, Prince, Purple Rain, Prince, Piano and Microphone, Guns N' Roses, Appetite for Destructions, Prince 1990, and Boyz II Men, Motown, Philly. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is the kind of list I'm talking about, where you're like all over the map for sure. Looking forward to it. Yeah, looking forward to it. I can't wait to see your list. I will start that post, so go ahead and get your thoughts. I'm not going to display my list. My list will be unveiled on next week's show, just like Rob's will be unveiled on next week's show, and we're just going to talk about it. I don't think we're going to cross paths on any of these albums for sure. Probably because not. Your and I musical taste, while very, very, we have a lot of. I guess we have a lot of cross-pollination of some bands like The Fix and like Prince. You definitely had some of the ones that you're really hardcore about are definitely in a different wheelhouse than some of mine. And mine are definitely in a different wheelhouse. So it's going to be interesting to kind of see how this all works out. It's going to be great. Yeah, it's going to be great. I'm looking forward to it. We will see you guys next week. We're going to turn it back over to the music. Thank you guys so much for everybody that donated to PRN Alumni. I'm going to go ahead and transfer that money over to my bank account because it's in PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App. So I got to transfer it over to my account, and then I'm going to send it to PRN Alumni with all of our well wishes, and maybe attach all of your names to it too, if it lets me do that. But thank you guys so much for your generosity. It was amazing. We got over $600, and I was like, yes, we got over $600. That's great. And then when it kept moving. And then today when we went over $1,100, I was just man, that's fantastic. So, so it was fantastic to be able to give them over $1,100 in donations. That was just fantastic. So it's definitely, and it was good to have Jackie on the show too. Everybody, good night. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're going to turn on the music here. And I know Ender Sherry fans will probably like to hear an Ender Sherry song. But we have to stick in a Prince block. But you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. Let me do this. I'm going to break my own rules because it's my radio station. So here's what I'm going to do.
Heard about rules anyway.
Yeah, we don't, any show where we spend a good amount of time talking about
toilet paper,
talking about wipes. It is what it is. So for all you Ender Sherry fans, we are going to go ahead and start the show. We're going to turn back over the music. Go ahead and turn on your Funked Up app. Download the app called Funked Up. or you can go to funkatopia.com, Funka. I'll put it up on here. Funkatopia.com/funk-radio. Just go to that URL right there and you will be able to listen if you can't get the app over in Japan. I know that you guys listen, but I think most of you guys listen on YouTube or so I don't know if you can't get the app or maybe the app is difficult to get over there. I don't know. But you can go to that URL right there, that one right there, funkatopia.com/funk-radio. And you can listen right there. I'm going to play an Ender Sherry song for you. I'm going to play a song called Hybrid Funk. And then after that, we'll go right back into the Prince block and we'll play that till 2:00 in the morning, Eastern Standard Time. But once again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Again, thank you for all your donations. And we will get back to the show. And good night, everybody. Here's a little bit of Ender Sherry Hybrid Funk for you right here on the Funkatopia Radio Show. Good night. Thank you guys for tuning in so much.
Stay safe, y'all.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much. And it's going to be fun. How can I get one of those canes? You might have to get in touch with Nick Garcia, basically. And that's going to have to be how we can do it. Anyways, good night, everybody. I got to get going because if not, this is going to get kicked off and it's going to get erased because of Hybrid Funk. But good night, everyone. We'll see you later.
Good night.
See you next week. 7. Pick your 7 albums. Do it now. See ya. Good night.
All 7.